Pardon me. I'm on a job site this weekend in Ferron, Utah, and this is the backyard. And that big buck is about 200 yards out. Went and got my rangefinder. Using the Canon 80D with a Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary with a 2x extension on it, Sigma Canon. And still learning how to use this thing. It's after 5. Just waiting for my mud to dry. Figured I'd come out and get some stuff, and found them in the backyard. And took a few pictures at about 20 or 30 yards, and then they decided to move on. We'll see about tomorrow night how that goes. But just experimenting with the cameras. And oh, I have a new Vanguard tripod that I'm using. It's the what is this thing? The VEO 233AO, which was recommended me by a hunting store there in Monroe. And if I remember the name, I'll put it in the comments. It's been a long day. But he suggested this. He's a guide and Huntsman's Outdoors, I believe, in Monroe. And he guides as well as has a little hunting shop that people ought to go check out. HuntsmanThinkOutdoors.com. Try that in Monroe, Utah. But he suggested this lens as well as the Vanguard, because my other one, my older one, wiggled too much, and this has got a nice, pretty smooth head on it, handle and stuff, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's the second time, second day I've done video with it, and I think it's doing pretty good. So I recommend him and his store. Always supporting the little guys. One of these days I need to find a herd of elk, but they're up in the snow. Let me see if I can back this out and show you the mountains here. Above. Gotta bear with me, it's a manual zoom. I'm learning how to do that. I've been spoiled with that autofocus. But this is looking, I think, west of Ferron. And sun's going down, so that's got to be west. And that's out the mountains to the west of Ferron, Utah. And that is unzoomed all the way down to the 150. But I don't want to make this too long. Let's zoom this out to 600 again. And tune that guy in. Whoops, stop wiggling. Some nice bucks for in town. I think there's 4 or 5 in this little herd. About a dozen or so of those around the property here. And it is January 20th, I think. So 2022. That's about 240 yards. And I backed out to about 350 on the lens. And get more of these guys in there for a few minutes. And I got to go back to work. Get another coat of mud on this. Repairs. It's horse property out here. There's horses next door over here. Oh, some deer over here behind me on the other properties. Just does. I think the biggest thing going in Ferron is probably the coal fire plant. Maybe some coal mines. Not really sure. Then all the infrastructure. So, well, that's 11 minutes. That's probably too long for YouTube. Hope you guys like looking at some nice bucks right in town. You guys have a good night.